What's up guys, Kuroo here and today with a new video. So I'm finally done with my in-depth guide for the current ranking events, the poker banner. I actually deleted the first one I made somehow. I kind of sometimes delete things for whatever reasons. I just forgot it and yeah, I thought I already uploaded it to YouTube and just put it on private, but I guess I deleted it before uploading it. So yeah, the fault this time is on my side, so sorry that it's so late. But yeah, finally the guide is ready and yeah, the boss this time is really easy. The only problem is that there's kind of the tornado attack, which takes a long time, but you can skip it. But more to that later on. So the boss this time is from the wind element, so you will have a big advantage by taking fire units. And yeah, especially attack buffers, as the defensive stats of the boss this time aren't that high, so yeah, definitely use them. And the recommended banner of course is the current poker banner, especially the poker Kirito. Yeah, so let's jump right into the attack pattern. So this time the boss actually has a lot of parryable attacks, which should make it a lot easier, but on the other hand, yeah, parrying always takes a little bit of time, so if you have weak weapons then that's way better. So first up, then attack the boss does is such a teleport attack, and he will teleport twice. So the first one is just like a fake move and the second one is the actual parryable attack. So take your time to parry it and don't get greedy and parry too early, otherwise you'll miss it. So the second attack is where he throws his scythe. So you can just parry it. It's actually pretty slow, so you can get like 3 to 4 auto attacks in, or yeah, depending on where you stand. And the next attack here is where he tries to shoot his skulls or something, and as soon as it comes down again you can just parry it. This one's also pretty easy to parry. And next up we have this attack, but he only reaches it if you take really long, and he will charge his spinning attack, get an attack buff, and yeah, this one takes pretty long. You need to take your time because yeah, he stalls a little bit before actually spinning. Next up is this attack. So the first part is unparryable, but you can jump actually over it, and the second one is parryable, so this one's also pretty easy to parry, and you can get a lot of auto attacks in because you can jump over the first part, unlike me here, and if you jump over it you can get way more auto attacks in to recharge your MP. So this attack is unparryable. A playing card falls from the sky. If it's black, I think, then he will do the tornado attack where you need to stand outside, so the whole tornado attack is in the middle. That's the first part of it. This attack takes really long and you can't parry it, but there are ways to go over it so he doesn't do it. So if the card, yeah, as I already said, if the card is black, the tornadoes will be in the middle and he will teleport to the middle after it. And if the card is, I guess it's red, sorry I can't see the color, but I think it's red. If it's red, then the tornadoes will be on the outside and the boss will teleport to the outside as well after the tornado ends. And yeah, I think most of the time when you're cornering the boss, he will mostly do it in the middle, but yeah, it doesn't really matter that much here, because either way this attack just takes the longest time of all the attacks he does. So this one is unparryable as well, so playing cards fall from the ground. If they are all the same, then he won't do an attack, he will just surprise you and do some confetti. And if they're from, yeah, after this he also has this slashing attack, which is unparryable, but you can jump over it. And yeah, if the cards aren't from the same attribute, then okay, this is what happens when they are actually from the same. He will just do this, so nothing happens. You can do spam your SS3 here or recharge MP, whatever you want. And yeah, this one is pretty good. He always does this the first time, and if you take longer to kill him here, he will do this the second time. If the cards aren't from the same attribute, then he will do this laser beam thing. But if you have your sound turned on, which I recommend, then you can hear that there is like the buzzer sound for like wrong. I don't know how to call it. There's at least a different buzzer sound, so you know how it is. But yeah, let's take a look at the run I did here with my units. It's just an average one, so he will always start with this parryable teleport attack. You can parry it and do a combination attack or whatever. After this, most of the time he will do the card falling from the sky. So the card falls from the sky, it's red, so the tornado will be in the middle, so you want to stay outside of it and just wait for it to be over, and you can run as soon as the tornado is over and hit him with a few auto attacks. And this time he will do this. I recommend you to jump over it and keep auto attacking and parrying, or doing it like me here. And after this you can just spam your SS3 or whatever you want, and he will do a parryable scythe swinging attack here after this. So just parry it, and you can do again recharge your MP or do some auto attacks. If he isn't below 50%, he will throw his card again, same thing as before, and the tornado will this time be on the outside, because the card should be red, and he will teleport to the outside as well after this, so you can just auto attack him and do something. And here he does the teleport thing. Don't fall for the first swing, parry the second one, because the first is only to trick you. And after this you can just hit him, and if he didn't reach below 50%, he will do the scythe attack again, and this keeps going till he reaches below 50%. After this he will teleport to the middle and throw his card stack at you. So he reached below 50%, and now he throws his cards, and the first time it's always the same matching cards, so he won't do anything, any attack, so you can just keep auto attacking or using your SS3 here. And after this he will do this parryable attack, where he jumps up and you can parry it by the time he comes down, and just use an SS3 or combination skill or whatever. After this he will again do an unparryable attack, which in this time is the scythe attack here, and then he will do a parryable attack again where he charges and gets an attack buff. And after this he will do the card throwing attack again. He will teleport in the middle, or he will first do, after this he should teleport to the middle. Okay, he doesn't. But the cards fall from the sky, and this time, the second time, it will always be the laser beams. And then he will go into an unparryable attack. So after this he will teleport or do the unparryable into parryable attack, one of those. Of course, at least you can parry it. And after this he should do the card falling attack again. And it's the same cards again, so he won't do anything. This time I'm just going to spam my SS3, because I know he won't do anything. And after this he will do the parryable attack where he jumps up and down, so parry it, and this time I can finish him off. So yeah, this boss is pretty easy. Most of his attacks are actually parryable, but the ones which aren't parryable take pretty long, or you can't dodge them, or it's hard to dodge them and keep your auto attacks. Because even if you have a shield, you can't parry most of those attacks. So yeah, let's see this run in normal speed. The boss, as I already said, he will always start with the teleporting attack. Don't parry too soon, just wait a little bit, then use your SS3 or whatever you want. And then if you can't get him to do the other attacks, he will just let a card falling down. This time it was black and the thing is in the middle. And then he will do one of those parryable attacks or unparryable into parryable attack, and you can just keep spamming your things, and then he will throw his scythe. It's always the second attack after it. And if you get him below 50%, he will do an unparryable attack by now, but if you can't, then he would keep doing the same thing, the card throw. This time it should be red. And he will go back to the corner and do one of those attacks, 2 attacks, so parry it and yeah, beat him up. After this he will throw his scythe again. So get a few auto attacks in, parry it, and yeah, keep pounding on him. And now he should reach below 50% health, which is why he will teleport in the middle and throw his cards down. The first time it's always the same matching ones, so you don't need to worry about the next attack because it won't do any damage. And then he will jump up and down, you can parry this one. And after this he will do another unparryable attack. You can actually jump over it, and then he will charge up, get an attack buff, which is pretty slow, but you can also parry it. And after this he will do the card throwing attack again. And this time, as you can see, the cards were not of the same type, so he will do the unparryable attack into another unparryable attack, then he teleports and does an unparryable attack. And after this, he will do the card falling thing again. This time it should be the same again, the same matching types, and this means he will do an parable or an attack which doesn't do any damage. And after this he will do this jumping attack, and you should finish him off by now. I mean, I'm using like probably one of the most weakest units here, so you can definitely do it most of the time under a minute at least. If you have the new Fire Kirito, then you can almost do it under 30 seconds. Because there are ways to skip the tornado attack at the beginning, but it requires some RNG and only some specific characters can do it. So it's kind of hard to explain because, yeah, they're just characters where the possibility is a little bit higher to do the skipping of the tornado, which are like the Poker Kirito or the Poker Xenon, as well as the Beach Silica, the one from the Hot Spring banner. But yeah, and this time I'm just using I used my normal Kirito for the 6% at the beginning, and my OS units. I still didn't upgrade them to 5 stars because, yeah, you don't really need them as 5 stars. So yeah, the boss this time was really easy, so it shouldn't be a problem to do a no damage run. But the problem here is to get or try to skip the tornado RNG, which is only possible with a few characters. So if you can't skip it, you will probably take over 30 seconds, or it's really hard to do it under 30 seconds unless you have max level fire units with rarity 5 weapons. Then I think you don't need to skip it because you can just kill them off, but otherwise it's going to be really hard. So yeah guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, then please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as this helps me out a lot, and I hope that this guide can help you out a lot. And if you still have questions, then feel free to write in the description, in the comments below to ask questions, or just write me directly on Twitter or Discord or Facebook. So I will see you in the next one. Peace.